Hi, last video I left on a little bit of a cliffhanger. My oncologist had got somebody to call me to come down to Brisbane. Yes, so my doctor rang me and here's how the conversation went. My doctor just rang. The news isn't as bad as I thought. I immediately presumed that it would be cancer because that's what we're looking for in the scan, but they are concerned that I have a small clot developing. So they need to have another CT scan. So that's what they were going to tell me about, and that's the urgent action that we might need. So I still need to get down to Brisbane on the triplet's birthday, but it's not cancer. It's, oh my gosh. Oh, so much. It's such a relief. It's so emotional that a little, can you please come in for an appointment about a scan? And my doctor had said, I'll just give you a call, just presuming the call was going to be all right. So it's not good. And next thing, you're wondering about your life expectancy again. It is like such an emotional journey. Anyway, trusting God. I'm trusting that this clot will clear. If there is a clot, so by the time I have a CT scan, it will just be all clear. I'll have to just make alternate plans. I'm supposed to be having an afternoon tea for the triplet's birthday. I'm not sure whether I'm just going to get down there and he's going to say, you need a scan, and then they'll have a look for the scan and go, okay, come back Wednesday or whatever. So, or whether I'm just going to wait around and try and get straight in for an urgent scan and miss the afternoon tea. Imogen is really set about getting presents on her birthday and having the afternoon tea. The other boys are like, why don't we just do it on Monday? Which is a good point. I'll just ring my family and see what we work out. Why does this always happen on birthdays? I've been put in hospital and woken up on my birthday. Was it last year or the year before? I was in hospital on Trent's birthday. At least I'm not in a hospital. Why do I have to have medical emergencies on family members' birthdays or my birthday? I've got other days of the year that I can do emergencies without affecting my family. Now, a clot is very dangerous, but for me, I didn't feel like it was as life-threatening as potential cancer growth. So that meant I could relax a lot more. Except for the fact that there were snakes around. And we, in fact, had eastern browns. I rang up a snake catcher and found out it was two males fighting, and we've got some video footage of that. And the scary thing is eastern brown snakes are the second most deadly snakes in the world. They are still living in our backyard somewhere, so I am just really wary of snakes at the moment. And I mentioned in my last video that, in fact, my niece got bitten by a snake recently. If you wait till the very end, I've got her telling the story about her bite. She's okay. I did say that in the last video, but so scary all the same. But here we go. Here are the snakes that are in our backyard. Big old browns. You don't want browns in your backyard.
Don't get close.
I'm not.
No.
You need to put Roxy away, I reckon.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
They're big.
Two big snakes. Grab that
They're pretty long. They're pretty, like, good 2 meters or a bit. Huh, they just fell down, Dad.
Just hand me my phone, please.
I don't have it.
Where is it?
I gave it to you.
No, you didn't. You're filming. Where is it?
I gave
Just finishing the edits for the video, not outside where the beautiful jacarandas are anymore, but I thought I would tell you, out of those 2 snakes that were fighting, we did get a snake catcher around, but he could only catch 1. That was on a different day, because when you saw those snakes disappear into those bush, they were gone. The snakes, unfortunately, are living under a concrete path, and it is just really hard to get snakes out of cement slabs, as it turns out. So we're just waiting for them to be sunning in the right position when the snake catcher is close by, and hopefully we will catch them sometime soon. But in the meantime, we are exercising utmost caution. Oh man, I do it that way and you just see so much mess, so much mess, so much mess. And it's the end of the night, Saturday. Yesterday I found out that there's a possible blood clot. It is now Sunday, Monday, 3 more sleeps to the triplets' birthday, 2 more days to get ready. Today, I just didn't get stuff too much done in the house, but I finally have finalised all the triplets' birthday presents, got their birthday cards. I have to find Emu's, it's in the house somewhere. So I'll have to wrap them sometime, but I'm glad that that's finally done. I slept in this morning. Last week, the first week of the school holidays, I was sleeping in heaps after the flu, still didn't feel right, and just thought I'm going to let my body rest. And then went straight from that to this week, getting up early almost every single day, rushing to Brisbane. Yeah, like going out with Kylie was fun, but it was another early morning and I was just feeling so exhausted. My neck is really sore, and yeah, so I was just so exhausted. So this morning I thought I am going to sleep in, but then I don't know, it just takes me forever to get going, and I was trying to pick up stuff around the house and that, but I was wanting to get out of the house, but just this thing and that thing kept on needing to be done. So finally got out of the house, but very glad that I did get all the presents done. Came home, basically made dinner, and yeah, watched a movie with the family, which was nice. But then at the end, I'm like, oh, there's so much to be done. So I'm just packing the dishwasher, but I thought I'm going to go to bed. There's church tomorrow, and then after church, hopefully, can get more stuff done for the triplets' birthday, and praying desperately that I make it there in the afternoon. Hello, I've just come to the driveway, trying to get better light, but there is a lot of bird noise, so hopefully that's not too loud for you. I was walking out here and I thought, I should look at that, it's beautiful. No, I don't think you can see them. That's a whole, so I don't even know what that is. There were some galahs before, and there's cockatoos just in these great big trees over here. That's actually where Alex's office is down there, and he literally works out of a shed, but it looks very nice inside. And I am just so freaked out walking around my yard now after yesterday's Western brown snake incident. I have to look it up. I think they're like the 2nd or 3rd most deadly in the world. Yes, so my eyes Look at that moon. Isn't that lovely? My eyes are just constantly searching for snakes, which it always is. If you have grown up on a farm in Australia, you are hyper vigilant about snakes. But when you've seen one, basically, yeah, it was just there. So if you can see, I'm not going to walk where those palm trees are. There's a little gate and the snakes were right there. And here is our back door into our kitchen. Needless to say, I am not a snake fan, so I am very, very scared about getting bitten. So I'm just being very cautious. Imogen is terrified about going and feeding her guinea pigs right now. She also is not a snake fan. But anyway, you just have to be always conscious of it. But it's snake mating season. There's somebody in my house. Go and find out who that is. I thought I heard your voice. There you go. It's Annie Katrina. Furthermore, yesterday I was talking about how I am completely freaked out about snakes. There was a big crash just down the road from us, and the kids were running across the road with the phone. They grabbed the phone off me really quickly in case I had to ring 000, which is our equivalent to 911 for the Americans. But so I walked up really quickly, but by the time I got there was already ambulance, and the fire truck went past while we were there, and the car was flipped over, so it was really quite nasty. But yeah, anyway, the boys were across there, and like I was thinking, no emergency services there, that's fine. But I ran across the road because the boys were there to get them to go back.
Car just crashed.
And my dad yesterday, when he was talking about the Eastern Brown, was like, be so careful. If they bite you, it can just feel like a scratch. It doesn't even hurt. And half an hour and you're dead. Is it second most dead? Anyway, I feel a scratch as I'm running across the road because there was some long grass. But like I had jumped across the long grass, so I didn't, because yeah, like I hate long grass. Anyway, I jumped across, felt this scratch, or felt the grass. Then I looked down and go, oh crap, I got bitten by a snake. Because I looked down and see two little red marks, and I'm like, oh no. And I said out loud to the kids, and they're like, quick, get the ambulance and everything. But then, like, I'm feeling them together, and I think it's just, like, they're like little bumps. They're like little bug bites. So I'm like, no, a snake would have a puncture mark, so it's not a snake bite. But the kids are, like, freaking out, so which is why I've got a bandage on, because Jaden's like, put a bandage on. It was stupid, because I went to the chemist yesterday with Toby looking for a snake bite kit, and there was no snake bite kit. Anyway, I haven't taken the bandage off, but I just laid down for a bit, and I'm like, it's not a snake bite, but wouldn't you feel dumb if I started vomiting or something? So anyway, moral of the story, don't go outside at the moment. Australia. Here I have been looking forward to spring and summer, and at the moment I'm like, bring back the cold season where the snakes are hiding.
Now, I am not a good dancer, but I was just making the triplets cake. In fact, I think it was Imogen's cake. And I was just having a good time. I normally listen to audiobooks while I do that, but I accidentally switched on Spotify and I was just loving it. And the camera was going, so here is proof of me loving doing my kids' cakes, but apologies for exposing you to my bad dancing, but I don't know, like it's just me enjoying motherhood really. And yeah. told you that I would show you my adorable niece retelling the story about her snake bite. She got bitten by a blue belly, it's like a tongue twister, a blue belly black snake. Now, if most Australians are like me, you're probably familiar with a red belly black snake. I had not heard about a blue belly black snake until it bit my nephew last year, which thankfully was also a dry bite. They're kind enough to sometimes just give a warning bite that don't have venom. But if they've got that venom in you, they're really, they can be lethal. Not as bad as an eastern brown though. Isabella got a little bit of a scratch, so it turns out it wasn't a complete bite, but they had seen her walk over the snake basically, and then she had a scratch, and snake bites can just look like a scratch sometimes. So they took all the precautions. The doctors said that they felt like it really might have been a snake bite according to how her pulse and her heart rate was. Guess we won't know for sure, but you don't want to mess around with these things, and you just take all precautions. And I'm glad that she can still stay here and be adorable.
I wouldn't be at school because I had to go to hospital because Mummy and Daddy thought I had a snake bite because we saw a snake at our house. It was a blue-bellied snake. And I ran and I was like closer to it. Mummy was further away from it. Evelyn was behind it. And Daddy was inside. And I lost my shoe, but I didn't matter getting it. And Mummy thought I had and there was this little scratch, and Mummy thought it was from the snake.
Because the snake had its head up, didn't it? Yeah. But you just got clear bloods, but you're going to be a bit tired to get to school tomorrow, aren't you? And
Because I had to stay up and have medication. Anyway, I was very sad.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been through?
I had to get something popping in my arm. That's why I had this one.
Yeah. You had to get things popped in your arm. And
I got this one.
What did you go for a ride in today?
A bed.
You rode in a bed inside what kind of car?
A hospital.
An ambulance.
Why did I call it a hospital? Oh, well, it does come from a hospital.
Yeah, and it's brought you to the hospital. And why is that?
Because they thought I got bitten by a snake because I had a little scratch on me.
You had a little scratch on you and a snake had raised its head up. That's a new one.
That must be why you thought it was from a snake. I looked at the little dot on my foot and I said, no, it isn't a snake bite.
Yeah, but
Because I thought you were talking about that bite.
yeah, but there's that little scratch that we were concerned about. Yeah.
Probably could be one.
But now your blood tests have come back and they're all good. Your blood's
Blood
looking
test.
good. So if it was a bite, it was a dry one. That's what
At
we're
least now
hoping. There's no
Avery
venom
will
in.
have someone who also had a blood test. She had lots of blood tests.
Yeah, that's right. But now we just have to see that you're okay and you can have a little something to eat. We make sure that you stay okay, hey? And Daddy did a good job of putting this bandage on. And then the ambulance did a good job of putting that bandage
I can't
on.
bend my arm for this,
Yeah.
which is annoying.
Do you have any advice for kids who might go through something like that?
If you have a snake bite, I hope you get better.